So we are back at it here in PAW once again. See if we can't polish off level 24 today. We kind of got caught up running around hunting named mobs yesterday. Looks like we're still getting about 2% per kill here, which isn't bad. So that mob was a blue and it gave us 1.5. Occasionally we'll get a white or yellow in this little entryway. So it probably averages out to about 2%. So 6% per cycle. Which means just under 4 spawn cycles to go. Oh, we can see this guy through the wall over here. $27's too high, but if there was a 26 there, we could usually grab one of those mobs. I'm not even sure if we could beat a 27 with lay on hands. It's very sketch. We're having really good luck with procs. This is like my 3rd proc since I logged in on the PGT. Glad you like it. Honestly, knowing that it's there is like increasing my heart rate. It's making me nervous. Hey Sean, thanks for the raid, man. It's tense right now. I'm balancing chat and a sudden work phone call. Work problems like to arise at 5 p.m. Eastern every day. So yeah, we're back in pot today. We're gonna wrap up this level. Then we might do some smithing live. We got a fat stack of platinum now. Hey Hashpipe, thanks for the follow. Did some calculations earlier. We think it's going to take 4 cycles of this 3 spawn here to level up. Oh, and thanks for following. You have your back, balls and mouth. Riker, I only got 1 scroll. I used it to get the earring. I got it on my first turn in. I don't know if it's rare. So now I need to get 4 more. I can't reliably kill the mobs that come after the Leteth, so it's pretty hard for me to get. There's like 1 spawn that I can snag. I need like 1 or 2 more levels to really be able to break in there. Yeah, only the test drop them. It's going pretty good today, balls and mouth. Hey, thanks again, Sean. Appreciate it. Dude, the Leteth backstab like crazy. Close one. Yeah, absolutely. So this is my bandolier setup. I've got 2 profiles on here. One is my normal DPS profile, I call it slash. The other one is my bashing profile, I call it bash. And so what we do is we set up this macro over here titled swap. The first line is activate bash, because I'm normally, in slash profile. Then we do ability 2, which if we look over here, do ability 2, our second ability here is bash. Then we bandolier back, activating slash, and do ability 3, which is disarm. Just threw that on there for the old razzle dazzle at the end. Yep, exactly that. Pretty good DPS increase because I bashed for like 18 damage. I think it's 18 cap right now. And then I've got the added bonus that every now and then the PGT procs Berserker Strength, which is pretty awesome. Alright, work emergencies are done. We're 100% back. So check it out, the mask we have is the Gorilla Hide mask. We got it from Lord Gongo last night, using a creative pooling technique that one of my buddies, Frank, showed us. Hey, Nergon, what's up, dude? Long time no see. Hey, thanks for following. It's hard to say whether it does or not. I haven't parsed it extensively, but I think even if we parsed it, it would be tough to get an accurate look at that. So I try to be careful when I'm paying attention, and I try to watch for my two-hander to swing before I use bash. That way I don't auto-attack with the PGT. Well, obviously I mess up sometimes, right? Because PGT is faster, so it can cycle through to the PGT swing pretty quickly. I'm not sure the exact mechanics on how it decides when it switches delays, you know what I mean? Like, could I swing with my two-hander, which is slow, put the PGT in, and right before the PGT swings, swap back to the two-hander so the two-hander swings, effectively giving the two-hander the delay of the PGT? Hey, come get some 509, thanks for the follow. There's definitely some possible exploit potential here with the bandolier stuff. Another smaller benefit is that sometimes you get to see a really cool animation swap where you'll do like a two-handed swing animation with your mace, or you'll just slap them with a two-hander. It's probably doable if one of you guys wants to play around with it on test or something. You could probably set up, right? You could probably set up a Gina set that triggers every time it sees the you slash or you try to slash, and it knows how long the delay is on the weapon. And so you know exactly when you need to swap back and forth to shorten the delay if it would work. I'm just too lazy to do it. Also, if I did it on stream, it would get nerfed pretty quickly, I assume. So Riker, if you're still there, do you know about the Chronos tier? Is that like a guaranteed thing, or did I just get pretty lucky? Like, I read somewhere that it was rare when I was first looking up the items, so I didn't expect to get it right away. It is worth noting that I got almost no EXP for the turn-in, like less than 1%, so it's a huge difference. You know what I mean? They fully nerfed the EXP of this quest as well. Yeah, it's bogus. Dude, every time I tab over and I look at the screen so that I can actually see like the heart rate app, my heart rate spikes. Like I wonder what my heart rate's at. It's like I get nervous about it. It goes up. For some reason, my bandoleer's been leaving me on the PGT setup afterward for some reason. I think maybe it's like, let's see, maybe they die before it swaps back. I don't know. That shouldn't really matter. Yeah, Shane, that is supposedly my heart rate. Hey Malker, I'm playing human. I went with human because I felt that human had the best stats for a person that wasn't a midget. I didn't want to play a dwarf, so I went with human. Next best one, and also let me start in Kanos, though a half elf would have been half elf would have also had a Kanos option. Part of me really wants to try this level 27 just so we can, you know, get some movement, possibly get a scroll. And part of me is like, we should just sit here and quietly do our cycles because we're really close to leveling, and we should just make sure that happens. Dude, I'd be running around, I'd be like taking up a very small portion of the screen. I don't know. I'm just not into the short races. Well, you know what? I like playing as halflings. Oh, bonus. This guy's only level 20, should be easy. I feel like high elves have better stats for like endgame. Super easy to max out strength. Stamina's really not that bad, but you want to be able to max out those stats and like still pump up your wisdom and charisma a lot. And high elf is just good at the stats that most other Pally class combos are bad at. Tell you what, dude, having the exact mob level makes calculating zone experience modifiers so much easier. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's not so much like it's just hard to get raw whiz. It's hard to get raw wisdom without sacrificing other super critical stats for a paladin. Like, I would love to get some wisdom, but I don't want to sacrifice like 5 stamina or 5 strength to get 3 to 5 wisdom. Yeah, the weight's going to be a problem until you're like raid geared. I would play a high elf paladin in like TOV gear. Ugh, Ogre is so terrible. I don't disagree. Dude, the heart rate thing is gonna make me feel bad. It's gonna make me go on like a run after every stream, so that over time we get that resting heart rate lower and lower. Dude, that would actually be super awesome to have a troll necromancer. I definitely think Troll is my favorite race overall. Do you guys ever play with Vashir on, but the Luckland model for Vashir off? A lot of people don't realize there's like a classic Vashir model, and they look like all weird and thin. They should have just had the classic Vashir model be the Karen model. Hey, what's up, Paul? Dude, I'm telling you, even when I think about what my heart rate might be, I can feel my heart rate increasing every time we talk about it. I doubt it. I haven't seen them fix or touch any animation stuff in a long time. Unless I'm totally crazy and I missed it in patch notes. Rather than do like new character models, they went all in on the Heroes Forge stuff. But yeah, now that we know that taunt pull trick, there's probably a lot of options available to us in Upper Guck. It's not too hard to fix live side faction if you're just like sniping names too. I'm surprised the Troll Slayer is not on the list of mobs which increase Froglock faction. You'd think that killing one would help. So Nick, if you're not KOS, you can walk up to a mob surrounded by social NPCs. If you taunt it and you don't engage it at all, you don't do any reposts, you don't heal yourself or get buffed or anything like that, you could just simply walk it anywhere you want and nothing will assist it. We did it last night to pull Shazda Assad and Tox like past 20 guards all the way to the entrance of his little area and kill him solo. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna do that with the Shin Lord when it's time for Ghoulbane. Just walk him right to the Upper Guck zone line if no one KS's us. We'll have to do Shin Lord at like 4 AM. Yeah, I'm still in here, dude. You can't quest it into a Kunark. Otherwise, I would just do the quest. Why was Shaman a better pet pulling class than like Necromancer or Shadow Knight? Well, okay, just because like the pet is kind of useless, so losing it on the pull doesn't impact anything. I'm like torn on whether I should stop and heal. Play it safe. I think they drop all these little herbs and stuff because it's supposed to be like poison ingredients. That's why they proc poison on you. In the D&D RPG books, Wolf's Bane is used as a poison ingredient for rogues. I don't know if it is on real servers. Oh, okay, I see. Are the Royals hard on P99? Yeah, I mean, even on TLP servers for AE is no joke. They have a pretty fast respawn. On live/TLP it's like 4 hours, so they're never contested basically. And they spawn in picks. Well, I mean, if you play a Shadow Knight now, you've got the Taunt Trick, you've got FD, you can cast and pull mobs with that, you can snare, you've got a pet. There's so many pull options for Shadow Knights. I've never really played a high-end Shadow Knight, but I'm interested in doing it now. Right, yeah, exactly. SK could just take the hits too as you run them back if you have to. Parasite, if you are not KOS to a mob and you taunt it and it aggroes you, you can just walk it past any kind of social aggro. Like, nothing will assist the mob against you as long as you don't actually engage it. That's like the long and short of it. There's some other little nuance, but yeah, it's a free pool. So I was looking at gear that I want to get here. I want to replace one of these with a bracer of Virolocy from Ocean of Tears for that 5 strength. I'd like to replace this with an Evandir's Hoop. Kind of just RNG, like we could go do that right now, technically. I'm not going to be able to replace these for a long time. This will be the Gem Inlaid Gauntlets. I think the sleeves, the legs, and the boots are going to become plate, and the other bracer is going to become plate. The head will be plate. Maybe eventually it'll become a crested helm. And the shoulders will be a bloodstained mantle. And that's pretty much like the entire gear progression for this character. We'll eventually get the Ghoulbane instead of the PGT. What is a good ranged item that I could throw in here? That's what I haven't planned for. Catch you later, balls in mouth. Hey, thanks for the cheer, man. Appreciate the 100 bits. This guy should be spawning in like a couple minutes here. Man, this zone is totally empty today. It's just one guy duoing. Wonder if I can slide past some of these guys and get some solos. Ooh, unaffected. Oh, it's probably over my lull level, right? It's literally never been a factor until now. Yeah, dude, that's what I was thinking. There's not a lot of, like, ranged slot items that I can get realistically during this run. Yeah, I need Soothe. It's not too far off. Soothe is pretty soon. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get an Idol of the Under King. We'll get one of these babies, though. Yeah, get a Golem Ball. How to solo the one that doesn't DT. See, if I go to Fear, and some other guild is raiding CT, open world, and they wipe, and he's at 0%, like that moment where his like model freezes and he just like T-poses around the zone, I could maybe land a lucky hit and kill him, and get some puppet strings. Honestly, Thex Mallet might be the way to go. I'd have to go to Befallen, so I'll do it at like level 40. Otherwise, I'll die. We're about to start our next cycle of this 3 spawn. And after that, I got one more cycle to level up. Oh, Soothe is literally my next level. My very next spell. So that'll be good. It's weird. I wonder if someone else sniped that Pather. You gotta turn auto attack off when you run away to get him in position. That way you don't miss an attack round. This guy's only one level below me, so he'll be pretty good EXP. We'll see if this gives me a full 2% or less. Man, at 27 I get healing. It's gonna be so good. Not using light healing anymore. '28 stun. A lot of good spells coming up. Endure Magic at 29. And then 30, we get our Undead Nuke. He had a nice round there. You know, I did the Rogue Epic one time, but it was like 12 years ago, so I'm not positive. I remember that pickpocketing in Paladin sucked, though. It was like the worst part of the Rogue Epic. That's where you're trying to get a note, right? Off one of like the guild masters or something. No, this is just like a lo-fi. I guess it's like a playlist, but it's not one I made. It's just a video game lo-fi mix. Oh, this guy's got a dagger. We need to spam disarm. These guys can backstab for like 180 damage. And sometimes they'll just say screw it and do it from the front. He's bashing me. Maybe he's like a warrior type. Dude, disarm is so unreliable even when you max it out. We gotta run. I thought the mage had engaged those two mobs that ran by. So I'm right back in. Not too bad. He regenerated about 20%. That guy's a yellow, he'll be really good EXP. But we're gonna need a pretty decent med break here. Yeah, we pulled it off. Are you in a guild on this server, Abacab? I'm surprised you play, to be honest. But yeah, there's not really any small guilds. Mitigation of the Mighty makes it almost impossible to have like a nice lightweight guild like that. Yeah, ergo I am. We're gonna do it on the 4th of July. 3rd or the 4th of July. Dude, imagine trying to be an officer of 1. People are mad at you. You're like, dude, I don't even know who you are, man. You joined 3 days ago. One of the best things about there not being focus effects anymore is I don't have to hear all the crying and whining about Lady Vox cloaks. Dude, that item was the bane of the classic raid experience. There's always some dumb enchanter or cleric who's like really butthurt that they can't get it. I don't know if I've ever been in a guild where it didn't happen. They get that pixel lust, man, and they say, I don't care about improved damage 3. I don't care that this upgrade lasts 9 months on a wizard or other DPS nuking class. I want it on my cleric. We're probably pretty good for this mob now. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to use lay on hands no matter what, so I'm not sure there's a huge incentive to med all the way to full. Dang, dude, that's bad luck. I've got a screenshot of some Lady Vox loot. It was actually like the server first Lady Vox, I think. It was wild. Not on this server, but on a previous one. I've had Lady Vox drop like 8 items. Well, the belts are good at least. I'm sure it's making melee happy. Yeah, I mean, when you're in like the open world guild, you get people who are real motivated about getting the chase loot items every expansion. If focus effects weren't in the game, I straight up would not give a Vox cloak to a cleric or an enchanter. Like, they'd log in for one of those 3 AM Voxes. There'd be like no one who could still use it. I would just put it in the bank and bid it out on Friday or something at prime time. Hey, what's up, Mfaka? Ergo, I'm probably gonna play a mage. Yeah, dude, the Q struggle is real. This is gonna be a problem if Root keeps breaking so fast. Looks like we're not gonna have to use Lay on Hands though. So that's pretty awesome. Now I just need to save a little mana for Root. Hey, most of the community is super chill and helpful. I think you'll enjoy it. You don't meet the scum of the server until you get to like Lower Guck. Now he resists Root. Yeah, definitely. Never wasting the ID3. Especially because you know in Kunark you're almost never going to touch Gore. That's how we were. So Mafaka, we are level 24, about to be level 25, just farming some gnolls here in Pa. Later tonight, we're probably going to work on smithing, see if we can get it up a little bit so we're a little closer to making fine plate. Yep, all solo, no deaths so far. Hey, Grunge Life, thanks for the follow, man. I think the most helpful thing in learning Grunge Life is just being open about the fact that you're new, and then people will cut you slack big time. Be like, hey, I'm brand new, I'm trying to learn, so if you see anything, you know, any tips or any helpful comments or anything, I'm looking for that kind of information, and then people will be super chill. Mafaka, thanks for the follow, bro. Do you know what class you're gonna play, Grunge? Or do you have any ideas on like what kind of archetypes you'd like to explore? Hey. All right, well, casters are nice and, well, I wouldn't say they're easier, but they're more powerful in the beginning, so that's good. Dude, I'm telling you, Lower Guck, as soon as you walk in, you're in the jungle. Yeah, do you want to be DPS, support, or healing? Honestly, a mage is a nice class because it's like super simple to play, very powerful in the group game. You're very desirable for people, but also if you play a mage poorly, basically no one can tell. It's really hard to mess up with a mage, short of like you're in your group camp and then you just run out and aggro mobs for no reason. Like that's the only thing you could do to mess up. So if you want the simplest, easiest intro, I would say mage is definitely it. Necro would be awesome because you can grow into that class. Like it can start out pretty simple, and then the more comfortable you get, the more awesome things you can do as a necromancer. So there's not like a hard ceiling like there might be with mage and classic. Like at first you play a necromancer like a mage, like you're life tapping, you're using your pet. Then you start incorporating some dots and some fears maybe. You snare kite. Then when you get super comfortable, you start charming mobs, and it really opens up in what you could do. The only reason I would caution you going a healer class, if you were even thinking about that, is because if you're a new player and you play a healer, when you're the healer, the group depends on you not making the wrong play, and people will get very upset with you sometimes if you mess up. So there's a lot more pressure there, I think. Hey Zwimpy, thanks for the follow. Druid is a great class though, and you can solo Druid all the way to the top if you want to. But there's a good chance if you LFG as a Druid, people are going to look for you to play the healer. And hey, there's no one saying that you have to take the first class you pick and run it all the way to the top, right? Like, you could start a mage, and if you don't like it, swap to necromancer, you know what I mean? So, don't worry about it too much. That's crazy, Riker. I don't even remember anymore, like, on a zone-by-zone basis, which class tops which parse. There's always moments where you have like a standout player in a particular class and he can perform well above what people say the conventional wisdom is, you know what I mean? And then people will bring that up and be like, oh yeah, like Rangers can outparse anybody like this, but it might have just been like that one player played Ranger perfectly, combined with that guild had a bad core of monks who didn't really DPS very well or just weren't on the ball. Yeah, mage, you just cannot mess mage up. And if you want, you can tune in on the 4th of July and watch me play mage for 30 hours straight. Wake up. 95.9%. Oh, we're close. Hey Root Rot, so on the 4th of July, me and a very loving robot and some other folks are getting together and we're doing a 1 through 50 untwinked static group grind, one marathon stream. We're gonna do it just like if we had started fresh on the server when the server launched, you know what I mean? So you guys will get to see kind of that static group gameplay that we do when we're trying to race to be like the first 50 on the server. That's what we're trying to emulate. There's going to be some differences, right? Like when we do that for real on a server launch, we don't run into anyone contesting our camps after like level 10 because we tend to be ahead of the curve from that point on. And we're going to run into people, you know, congesting some of the EXP zones because of the nature of the stream. But other than that, it's going to be pretty close, I think, to the real deal. Yo, SK can be sick DPS, starting with Kunark. They can really blow it up. I'm not sure exactly what time we're going to start yet. I'm going to coordinate with a very loving robot because I know he has a different time zone going on than most of the static group. So we're probably going to try to coordinate with him, go with what's good for him. For us, you know, it's all a day off, everyone else in the group, so we can start whenever. I would imagine we want to start as early as possible so that it feels a little bit better when you're like at 30 hours in and the sun is coming up rather than like 30 hours in and you're like starting the second sunset and it's all dark. The best place to get Lambent stones doesn't Lambent drop primarily from giants? If so, it might be the Wrath Mountains. Might be able to just pick them up off vendors near the Wrath Mountains for pretty cheap. Yeah, you should check it out, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And at the end, chat can decide whether or not I delete the character or keep it. I'll leave that power in your hands. Oh yeah, the rush is so fun. Such an exciting time. Early on, you don't know what level all the groups are yet. You're trying to find out like where the competition is leveling up and stuff. You're sending out scouts, checking all the pick zones and stuff. Are they in Guck? When we were leveling up, my group had people feeding us information from all over. All of our friends who were in like their own statics were telling us like whatever the highest level group was that they saw. So we would kind of know. They switch up Zems, and they have a lot of patches over time that change things up. I can tell you this, we were the first group on Agnar, and we were the first group on Eridune, 3 years apart, and the route we took was very different. We had like 15 levels of overlap between the two routes we took to be first on those servers, and that's it. Everything else was different. Agnar, we did the route that is now considered like the route, you know what I mean? We did Nectulus to Lava Storm to Upper Guck to Lower Guck to Ocean of Tears. Commonly known simply as the Guck route or the Pleb route. Hot zones are disabled on TLP servers, but we do, nah, I don't think Najena is worth it. There's always groups that do that. You know, people always talk to me about it before server launches. They're like, hey, are you guys going Befallen? Are you guys doing Najena? Because I tend to start in that side of the world. I always see groups go to Befallen and Najena, and I just think it's not worth it. One, those zones, despite having a great Zem, are ultra dangerous. And two, the respawn rate of mobs in those zones is pretty slow. So it's better to fight the easy, safe mobs right outside those zones that you can kill very quickly, very often, rather than go in those zones and get the Zem, potentially lose time and die, and even if you are succeeding, you're killing fewer mobs. Zem is zone experience modifier, so every zone in Everquest has a value, and the EXP is modified by that value. Most zones are 0% or no modifier, but most dungeon zones have some level of modifier. For instance, Befallen has I want to say a 60% zone experience modifier. So if you kill the same mob in Common Lands as Befallen, you will get 60% more EXP in Befallen for having killed that same mob. Hey Woogie, SSF means solo self-found, so I solo all the way to 50, and all my items are self-found, which means I only take items which I have crafted, quested, or looted from mobs I have soloed on my own. I can also purchase items from vendors, but they have to be the default stock that vendor would own if no one had sold them anything. If you want to start smithing as a level 10 warrior, I think I started with lanterns. I want to say it was lanterns. Oh, and it's permadeath too for me, so if I die, game over. You can die in classic. Not sure if I understand your question though, K-Jump. Hey, Anxiety666, thanks for the follow, man. Okay, yeah. So there's also a much less well-known and much less used modifier called mob experience modifier. Now, certain NPC types are assigned a mob experience modifier. It could be positive, it could be negative, but that means you could walk into a zone like Mistmore that has, I don't know, I want to say Mistmore has like a 18 or 30% Zem. It's not great. And you kill a mob there that has a mob experience modifier that makes it worse. Like there are some mobs that have like a negative 30% or even like a negative 90% mob experience modifier. So when you kill them, your EXP is way lower than what it should be for killing a mob of that level in that particular zone. On the flip side, there are mobs which, when you kill them, give an additional bonus on top of any Zems. It's not based on zone, it's based on the mob type. But it works in conjunction with Zem, you know what I mean? Like the math calculates for both of those things. So for those of you who are interested, there's the Zem sheet that I built before the server launched that has all the Zems on Aerodune right now. Well, except for Pa, Kazakh Thul, and the Hole. I'm not sure if they are universally Riker. Like I know the Sharks in Ocean of Tears used to have a very strong positive mob experience modifier. They no longer do. I don't know if Sharks across all zones did. But I don't think anyone has bothered to specifically calculate them. I do know that some mobs in Mistmore have a negative experience modifier. And I know some guards in some zones have very, very steep negative experience modifiers to discourage you from killing guards. It might simply be that at one point all aquatic creatures had positive bonuses due to the natural danger associated with killing things in the water. And that could be why we see Kedge with an 80% Zem, which is significantly higher than any other zone, because since Kedge is completely underwater, we actually the data is polluted, you know what I mean? We can't see the real Zem of Kedge because every time we kill something, it's getting an underwater mob type modifier and the dungeon indoor Kedge zone modifier. I'm gonna pull this, it's yellow, we'll probably die. This mob has a rapier, so if he's going to backstab us, it's gonna be a really huge problem. He immediately backstabbed us. Backstab into poison proc. Please don't be a train. Hey, Ultra Kiro, thanks for following. I'm gonna miss a little bit of chat. I'll have to get it after this. Why am I too far away? Oh, sorry, it's scrolled up. I'll have to get it after I kill this. Dude, right? That's my luck. And naturally, I am completely unable to disarm him so far. Hey, this is a Paladin, Zwimpy. Sorry about the long wait on that information. Yeah, people used to kill guards all the time. The negative mob experience modifier was added later. I think that was to encourage people to not kill certain guards. It's typically guards which are intended to be there to protect new players. Like high keep guards are not modified. Dude, can this guy stop proccing? Obviously, he cannot. We did it, boys. We just went purple. Whoa. Yo, that 91 heart rate though. I actually can't believe that just happened. Clip it. We're gonna have to use lay on hands 100% for sure. It might not be enough even with LOH. We'll see. Yeah, he backstabbed me for 105. That's when he put me purple. Yeah, Woogie, that's my heart rate in the bottom right corner. Pull the trigger on that LOH a little early. I don't want to take my chances. Yeah, I wear a chest heart rate monitor, so it's very accurate, supposedly. He's gonna run. There we go. I actually don't have the mana to root this guy. Whoo! We did it. Oh, our boy here hooked us up. Thanks. Oh, ding 25. All right, let me respond to some of the chat. Sorry, guys. Whew, yeah, that is my heart rate, not the FPS. Man, that was tense. Yeah, so I have a heart rate monitor that I use with an app called Pulsoid to show my heart rate on stream. Yeah, you can, Riker, for sure. It's called Pulsoid. Pulsoid. All right, Knobby Knobs, you want some local lore. Lore about Pa. So these white gnolls that we're killing here, the Lateth mass gnolls, these guys are actually traders. As you can see by their fur color, these are split paw gnolls who elected to side with the Torn Ear clan when the split paw gnolls were ousted from Pa. Now the reason why the Torn Ear clan was so focused on taking over Pa is because Pa is seen as a holy site, kind of like a mecca for gnolls. What's up, Frank? Frank, you just missed the Purple Club. So Torn Ear came, they fought the Split Paw, they were successful. At the time there was actually like a GM event when they finally took over. Oh snap, Dada, thanks for watching the stream, dude. And it wasn't like really a GM event, but they spawned all the mobs live, and you got to see like the Gnoll Executioner spawn and actually kill Kerpok Splitpaw, who I believe was the leader of the Splitpaw Gnolls. But the knowledge that we have on the old original Splitpaw is super limited because it was done way early in EQ. We're talking like the first month or two, 1999, when the game first came out. The dungeon level back then was pretty low. It was like level 9 starting up to like level 15, 16 at the upper end. And then they had a mob that was a dark elf in here, like Ambassador Devin is in Crushbone, and he would wander around and kill all the newbies every now and then. Interesting note, some of you who have watched the stream a lot have heard this before, I'm sure. That mob, that dark elf, when you killed him, you got positive faction with Trachanon. Launched fresh out of the box, and the devs had already planned for Kunark. They already had faction references to Trachanon and Kunark factions in the game. I think that's pretty cool. Deity's not really important to my character. I chose Karana because big air dune, you know, represent. So we have to go get our new spells in a second, but I feel like killing this other Gnoll since he's up. Frank, is Bobby done streaming already tonight? Oh, rip. Noni Beans, thanks. Or, sorry, Noni Absence. Thank you for the follow. That is the big heart rate monitor bull. I might still be recovering from our Purple Club moments ago. Ah, none your business. Okay, I got it. I feel like if I read that under normal circumstances, I could make out what it was about. But when you try to read it in Twitch chat, somehow you just become an idiot. We'll have to go back and look. Does anyone know what my peak heart rate was when we hit purple? Yeah, well, I don't know if we can go back and make a clip in the VOD, but we have the VOD at least. I'll make a highlight or something. We actually went purple. I was on the ground, you know, that top-down vision of your body. I had that and everything. 97, all right, we got up there. Yeah, Knots, I'm still doing the 1 through 50 stream. We're gonna do that on the 3rd/4th of July. It's not ironed out exactly like the time schedule yet, but it is coming. So look forward to that. It's gonna be like a nice 24 to 39 hours, depending on, you know, how things go. Somebody saw a 98, okay, there we go. Didn't break 100 though. 100 beats per minute is when you start like breaking a sweat. We're gonna go back and buy our spell, Soothe. Then we can come back here in a little bit and we'll be able to, what we'll be able to do? We will be able to split those mobs. Hey Vice, yes, I will start over if I die unless I am griefed intentionally and killed by a train. Like an intentional griefing train, not just like an accidental zone train. I wonder like how low our HP was. To go purple, you're like negative, right? I thought it was all over. I don't know. I'm gonna try to bow kite Lucan for like 6 hours when I get 50 on this pally. Look at me, guys. I didn't even buy the spell that we literally just origined for. What am I doing? For 21 years, no one has fixed this wagon. 21 years. I think we'll see my heart rate get pretty crazy when I go like an extended period of no sleep during the marathon. So Lol is 10 mana. How much will Soothe be? Hey, you gotta buy that bathwater, dude. 30. Okay, 30's not too bad. So now we want to blow all our plat on blacksmithing. I think everything I need for Bandit is actually sold in Kanos Hills. I just don't have a forge there. Like I'm pretty sure they sell sheet metal and the molds. It was skilling up to this range that I had to go to the other cities for. Yeah, I'll take some caffeine in the form of ye old Diet Coke. Thanks, Nobby Knobs. My static group can tell you that I yell a lot when things get heated, though, so I can't sell things to players. So like all my profit has to come from vendors. I can't like turn a profit with this bandit. I wonder if trying to craft things that are like yellow rather than blue, like, you know, further from trivial, gives you more experience, quote, when you successfully make it. Right, you need to be like 10 or 20 over the triv to make it 100%. Oh, you beat the queue, buddy. I've definitely had times where when I was doing like a marathon of staying up playing EQ for, I don't know, X number of hours, like I felt like my heart rate was really weird. Like you just feel your heart beating really fast in your chest, even though you're just like sitting there doing nothing. So legs go to 108. Helm is 106. See, we might want to just do the helm because it only takes 2 sheets and it goes all the way to 106. Helmet is, boys. Hey, Zwimpy, thanks for the sub, man. Enjoy your emotes. Oh yeah, you got those rips. Very much appreciated, dude. All right, chat, we got any bets? Anyone want to bet how many skill ups we will get from 349 platinum pieces? We are starting with 83 blacksmithing skill. Yeah, I've heard that, Ergo. I always wonder about it. Whenever I'm like 30 plus hours in, I say, is this the one? Is this the static group that finally beats me? Seahole, you think we're gonna get 24 skill ups? I think people who like straight up actually die from staying awake too long playing video games, it's either a pre-existing condition that they probably don't know about. You know, if you've got like an arrhythmia or something, it could be definitely dangerous. Or it's being overly invested in whatever is happening in the game such that you literally give yourself a heart attack. But this is me. I'm playing Everquest because I'm not a doctor in real life, so take it with a huge grain of salt. I know most hardcore Everquest players are young doctors and lawyers. Unfortunately, I'm not in that category. So we said we were gonna do head, right? Oh no. Okay, there it is. You see this? Why did I pull up my map? Like, no one ever gets lost in Kanos Hills. I just can't stop myself. I'm addicted to this map. Yeah, dude, it really takes a chunk. Yeah, so I don't know, sometimes you get lucky and you'll get like 4 skill ups right in a row. And I don't want to buy a bunch of helmet molds and then hit like really close to trivial and I have, you know, 40 molds left. So we'll take a few trips back and forth. It'd be really great if they just put a forge like in that building though. I'll probably turn on the webcam for the marathon stream as well. You guys can connect with the real Zaide that way. Nice. Yeah, face reveal. I almost used it today, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I feel like heart rate monitor and face reveal same day, a little bit too much. Yeah, I'll give somebody my phone number in case I kick the bucket on stream. I should have got more bags. This is what trade skilling looks like in EQ now. Hey, I'm using the Chroma UI. Dang, that's crazy, Guthwolf. That is not good. Four helms, 3 skill ups, 4 skill ups. Man, this is flying. Hey, Strazik, if you put ! UI, it'll give you a link to the UI I'm using. Well, see, that's where he messed up, man. I'm not doing a charity marathon. Ah, good. 5 gold per bandit helm. I just had to double check and make sure I didn't sell the shield on accident. Over 1,000 gnolls died to create that shield. Oh yeah, Zwimpy, it definitely is. There's a P99 streamer who is level 43 on his warrior only run. Yeah, we are at 12 skill ups now officially. This is going pretty good. We're definitely gonna get 100. Hey Maze, long time no see, dude. How you doing? Hey, the shield is cracked Darkwood shield. I don't know if it's normally that rare. We just had a really bad run and we camped it for about 20 hours one day. He spawned on what did we say it was, guys? The 176th spawn. We finally got the mob we wanted. We had 175 PHs before that. Oof. That Q life sucks. You'll get it, Grunge Life. What class race did you go with? Nice. There you go, Monk Shaman. That's a classic duo, Maze. See, now the trivial cons light blue to my smithing skill. I suspect that means I get less benefit from making this. We want to go to the bank and get some more bag space before we continue this process. I don't know if they're random or not. Like, I think they were never truly random. I think that every time you succeeded, you got like a certain amount. I don't know, maybe I'm totally off base here, but it's just that they gave a con, you know what I mean? Like, there's a color to the skill check when you look at it in that window, and if it's like way high, it'll be red, just like a mob would. So it makes me think that there's a benefit to trying more difficult combines. Hey Mace, this is the deep water harpoon. It's a cool weapon, but we actually only got it because it has Poon in the name. Does strength play a role in the combine on the skill up rate of smithing? I thought it was wisdom, to be honest. Hey, Big Cabinet Space, thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome to the stream, glad to finally see you here. Well, let's do it then, dude. Good looking out. This is like my first time ever really messing with trade skills. Oh, okay. So it's definitely using my strength stat then. Hey, grats, minion. How's that necro life treating you? Yeah, Rymos, we literally went purple club a couple minutes ago. Zwimpy, thank you so much. Big Zwimpy in the chat, gifting out 5 tier 1 subs. And some people got a bunch of emotes and stuff. Thank you so much, Zwimpy, that's awesome. Hey, Maze, thanks for the follow, bro. Yeah, that level 4 pet is a huge difference, minion. The level 1 pet is just terrible. The level 1 pet is like a cruel joke. But yeah, Ramos, the last mob that we fought before leveling to 25 made us go purple. Straight up passed out on the ground. I hit that regen tick. Luckily, he purpled me right as I rooted him. I backed up and I got some heals off and we made it. Yes, the heart rate monitor was on. Nah, Leon, so he backstabbed me from the front for over 100 damage. So he did over, 10% of my health in one round. And it was a yellow con. We'll just go right to the BP now. No. No. I did it again, dude. It was one of those mobs at the entrance to Paw. He spawned at his peak level, which was 26, and he had a rapier in his hand. And all the way 100% to 0, we never were able to successfully disarm him, even though we spammed it. Alright, we'll see what we could do with this. Abdane, thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, my heart rate spiked up to, I think we said 98. I knew it was going to be close, and I rooted him because I was getting ready to back up and heal up, but he just had a crazy round out of nowhere that almost ended the run. Dude, right? I don't think anyone clipped it. I'm not super Twitch savvy. Can we go back to the VOD and clip it after the fact? Hey, that's pretty good, Maze. We can go up through chat and probably see how long ago it was. It might have been around 40 minutes ago. Yeah, okay, so maybe about an hour ago. No, they don't. We'll only have the achievement in our hearts. Dude, this is like some sick Animal Crossing remix of this song. Nah, it's okay, Mace. It happens. Everybody gets one. $99. Was that 2 skill ups off 1 combine? Ah, okay, lag. Level 33. So Grunge, you type /1 most likely? Like if you type /list in your chat window, it'll give you a list of channels which you are currently in, and each one is assigned a number in the front. It'll say like 1 equals new players, and you type /1, and then anything that you say after /1 spacebar is going to be in that chat channel. So at 36, we're going to try to solo the Shin Lord for a Ghoulbane. That's a good candidate for when we die, for sure, if we make it that far. That's going to be like the riskiest moment in the run up to that point. Alright, we're at 106. Oh boy, we're walking. I should make a decent chunk of plat. I might be able to wrap up these last 13. So that's actually only 3 molds we need. I have enough to get 3 molds, and yeah, I could do a 4th mold. I'll buy 2 more sheets. Delete the character. Yeah, Mace, this is full solo, 1 through 50. I don't take buffs, I don't take ports, I don't trade with players ever. So like I can't even do the Armor of Ro because I can't enchant platinum for the armor. And it's permadeath as well. Yeah, Frank, I'm 100% going to use the taunt trick on Shinlord. I mean, before I was planning to just man mode it, but now I'm going to taunt. Dude, there's I would hesitate to call it an exploit. It's a taunt technique where if you're not KOS with a mob and you taunt it, it'll just follow you out. I mean, it's attacking you, right? But as long as you don't cast any spells, take any other aggressive actions, heal yourself or anything, or even repost it, it'll follow you wherever you take it with the taunt and nothing will assist it. So like you could taunt Froglock King and pull him to the zone line as long as you never swung or anything. It's like the old pet pool. Well, it's like you yelled at someone in their house and they tried to beat you up, but you're not fighting back, so their family's not jumping you. It's kind of like what it is, right? It makes sense if you think about it that way. Hey, Ender, if I get randomly helped by a player, I mean, there's nothing I could really do about it, you know what I mean? I often ask players like, hey, I'm trying to do this solo thing. Basically every stream I tell someone, hey, I'm trying to do a solo thing, please don't help. But we have to accept to some extent that there's that MMO aspect of it. I blocked almost all the buffs that we could receive, so I don't get any buffs anymore. All right, we get 7 more attempts. Oh, sorry, whoever got caught there. Knots. Hey, 1 sec, Knots, I got you. There you go, bro. Try again. If someone goes really crazy and is like straight up heal griefing me, Mace, I'll probably just like go trade skill for a while or something. You know what I mean? We'll take a break and try to mitigate it. Or if someone like trains me like that. So that's the only exception I have to the rules, basically, Maze. If you look in the SSF blurb I did there, this is way back at level 1 when I started. I said I delete my character unless it's caused by intentional griefing or training. So now if I'm in like Unrest and a normal zone train kills me, it's legit, it counts, I delete the character. But if someone rolls up on me in Safe Hall in Lower Guck, they're level 1 cleric and they just bomb me for a couple hours, I don't count it. Especially since we're streaming it, you know the type of people who play EQ at the higher level sometimes. It's really not like if we're gonna get trained, it's when we're gonna get trained. And I don't think it's right for us to let somebody ruin this experience for everybody. So if someone wants to be like that, we'll just be like, yeah, it doesn't count later. Will do, bro. I'm gonna be dying and be like, someone please come train me so I can say it doesn't count. How's that clip look, guys? Is it good? We try to use our best judgment, you know? Thanks for making that clip. I really appreciate it. Hey, 109. That's not bad, dude. We got over 30 skill ups, right? We're getting really close to being able to have some serious attempts at fine plate. Dude, the song that happens to be playing in the background the moment I go purple is so good. It's just like the chillest, jokiest song. Yeah, it was fast. Hit me like right as the tick went. I got lucky too, because if he got another round, it was all over. Dude, what are the chances that I landed root just in time, you know what I mean? Hey Ergo, thanks bro. Appreciate you coming out tonight. See you later. Maze, most likely next SSF is going to be Ranger if this dies. Though personally, like I'd really like to run it back, you know what I mean? Try round 2 on Pally. But a lot of people want to see Ranger. Hey Oin, go purple means you go below 0 HP. There's like a very small window of like, somebody here will know the math better than I will. But basically like you could go to -10 almost, like old school D&D rules, before you truly die. So going purple means your character is on the ground unconscious, and you somehow get back up and survive. Yeah, so it's probably -50. Like it's different based on your level and your HP total. Yeah, Pope, there's a clip. you could check it out. Agony bot, I did not do that though. That would have been cool. Liak, it's going good, dude. We're level 25. We just did a bunch of smithing. Now we're 109 in smithing, so that goal is knocked out. And we joined the Purple Club today. Yeah. Oh, and you don't get the purple nameplate for doing that. You just get that by typing /anon or /role. So like if you're anonymous or role playing, it makes your nameplate purple color. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. There's a clip you could watch. Knots linked it in chat and did a clip that you could probably check out. I don't know. Rip Maze. Maze, what were you linking? I have to give you, I have to like manually permit it. Oh, okay, one sec. There you go. Right. Ender, it starts dropping 30 days after server launch. I can make my own ore. I just do the vendor one because it's like a little easier. In the beginning, I was doing all my own ores. Like I was breaking down rusty weapons. No, I would turn a rusty weapon into a tarnished weapon, and then there's something you could do to break it down into ore. And I was doing all that, but man, it takes up a lot of time. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Riker, I am 109 blacksmithing now. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. He caught me with that sick backstab. If I didn't land that root, it was all over. Would have died right there next to the zone line like an idiot. No, I think it capped out at 109. Let's check. Boom, right there. At certain skilled levels, it does oin early on. But I think like going to tarnished from rusty, you could do the first 20 skill ups at your NPC like guild master, and I think I did that, so I don't think I got skill ups from doing that. I've got a good link I can give you that has like a nice little smithing guide. Give me a sec. There you go. That's more or less what I followed. There was some recipes in between that you could do that are a little bit cheaper, I think. But I don't remember what they were. Right, pour out some Diet Coke. Nowadays, I got back just in time for coronavirus and apparently race riots. Yeah, dude, I'm not crazy about this, but that's part of the UI. The rest of the UI is worth keeping. Bobby, you should watch the clip of me hitting the purple club at level 24. Gotcha again. I guess it doesn't permanently give you permission. I need to mess with the settings. Early on, like one of my first streams, I had some kind of weird bot raid, and I made it very strict after that. You can see one of my VODs, it's like 10 minutes of people just getting instantly banned by the auto mod. This is Draka Chrome UI, Danny. If you type !UI in the chat, it'll send you a link to this exact UI. No problem. Hey, so Bobby, did your whole computer crashed or just your stream crashed? What happened, dude? Yeah, dude. I was like, right before we fought him, I was like, he's got a piercing weapon. Watch him backstab me. First round, he opens up with a backstab. I'm like, all right, here we go. Ooh, I didn't think that happened anymore. I thought they banned blue screens like the Red Ring of Death and late 360 models. Oh, yikes. You gonna hang out in the chat with us while you're in the queue, Bobby? Oh yeah. Bobby, we are headed back to PAW to work out our Soothe. All right, I think I turned off the auto mod deleting people for links. Give it a shot and see if it works now. Freedom. You guys have all been given freedom. Don't make me regret it, please. Village Bikes, you wanted specific lore on Unrest? Oh my god, we failed in our duties as a paladin, boys. I don't have a set leveling path for the solo character, I'm not even sure. I'm just taking it one day at a time. In fact, people can use the viewership points down there to change my zone. Alright, so I know I already talked about Unrest a little bit, but what I can do is I can read an excerpt of the original Unrest lore from the old Bill Trost design notebook pre-1999. Does that work for you, Village Bikes? The route that we see when we do that route is the route I took to 50 for the server first 50. It is not yet publicly available Seahole. I do. I vaguely know the story of its corruption and all that, but let's jump in with this old school stuff. The Estate of Unrest. This large, abandoned mansion on a high bluff in the hills of Shade is of obviously human construction. The mansion rests in the center of a large plot of land that is surrounded by a high but crumbling stone wall. Rumors are that the mansion is haunted by a powerful ghost of a dwarven murderer named Garanil Ruxif. It seems that a cleric of Quellius had taken his family to the shores of Fadewar from their home of Kanos. This cleric built the mansion for himself and his family with the intent of bringing the knowledge of Quellius to the beings of Fadewar. Garanil had gone mad and murdered his wife and children, and then stumbled upon the estate while fleeing Paladin. Garanil viciously tortured and killed the cleric and his family within the mansion in a small chapel to Quellius that the cleric had built for his family. Quellius was so angered by this that she actually lost her temper and lashed out, striking down Garanil and cursing him to forever walk the halls of the castle estate. In time, Garanil's undead powers have grown, and all who disturb the estate meet his wrath. So if you've heard the other lore, the, I guess, canon lore, it's a lot different than that. But that was the original OG design intended lore for Unrest. Right, Quellius's one job is to not lash out. That's all she does. But yeah, it's a little bit similar. There's this whole thing where it like ties in with the Kedge, I think, being that like the necromancer who got cursed was doing like soul swapping, and the soul swapping came from like studying the Kedge because the Kedge have like a finite number of Kedge people who could exist at one time. It gets complicated in there. I've got the EQ RPG book for Dagnar's Cauldron I could bust out. Right, yeah, exactly. And that necromancer was abducting Kedge souls and putting them in the bodies of undead. Because all Kedge souls, when they die, are reincarnated in baby Kedge. Asker TV, this is still the same one. No deaths, though today we reached our closest point to death yet when we went purple. Yeah, it is slow. I should actually like look at my screen while I run through this zone. Run into like the Ishvamal out here and get wrecked. Dude, my played right now is sickening. 5 days, 14 hours. We could have 5 level 50 mages by now. The mage actually took me 39 hours. That's what I'm hoping for, Bobby. I think next week we're gonna hit it hard. Push for like at least 30, 35. I've been telling people it's gonna take like 1 through 25 are the easy levels. They happen really fast, normally. The second half is gonna take triple or 4 times as much time as this took. We're looking at 20 days, 20 additional days played to get this character to 50. I think it's the Paladin and the solo. There's a huge I don't know, it's not really a negative EXP mod, but there's basically a huge group EXP bonus on EQ nowadays. And so if you solo, you're not benefiting from that at all. I kill things slowly, and I get a lot less EXP than you would think when I do kill them. I never hit EXP cap. Even when I'm soloing yellow cons, I never hit EXP cap. Like soloing a yellow gives me 2% EXP. We just kind of make it up as we go, rely on our in-game knowledge, and sometimes the chat helps out. Why did the city of New Tannin open up to Norath? To be honest, I really don't like Plains of Power, so I'm not positive. I think New Tannin is a city which secretly worshipped Zabuxarok, the ungod, and Zabuxarok had been trapped in the Plane of Time, so the Grand Librarian and Plane of Knowledge orchestrated the opening of the plane to mortals, hoping that they would do their normal thing, wreak havoc, and eventually free Zabuxarok from his prison. The little did the Grand Librarian know that the gods, especially Druzzle Rowe, would go to any length to keep Zabuxarok imprisoned. And also, Zabuxarok wasn't super motivated about getting out in the first place. Hey, namaste, thanks for the follow. Oh no, mages get groups easy. I don't know, man. Every time I play Pop, I just don't enjoy it. Everyone says it's the best, it's just not my bag. I like Classic, I like Luckland, I like Gates of Discord, and Depths of Dark Hollow. Those are my expansions. That looks like another Paladin there. Oh no, is he gonna DPS race me? That's crazy information to have, Root Rot. My mage was with a group. I don't know how he figured it out. We have deep cover here. Root should break any second now. I think bracers are like almost a guaranteed drop. Oh wow, yeah, I've never seen him not drop it before, so it must be pretty common. I want to go get it. The biggest thing is just like, it's pretty scary to roll up in that area on Cyclops Island or whatever, Sea Fury Island. I suppose the 6-boxers might be farming all the Cyclopses though, right? The only bard deity worth worshipping is Vishan, because because it's the only class race combination, or the only class that can worship Visham. Though it doesn't help with the epic at all. I could buy a cloudy pot. I forgot to put skills into my Nolish when we were in Kanos. Need to be able to read these scrolls. Yeah, Asker, if you type !UI in the chat, it will give you a link. Now I need 30 more mana for one last root. And we'll be good. The mana regen is fast. What's going on, Paul? We doing a chrono giveaway? No worries, I am not twinked. I have earned all my gear by myself solo. I have not traded or sold or done anything with any other players. I don't get buffs from other players. I don't get ports from other players. And this is permadeath. I need like an RNG bot to do a chrono giveaway. It's a solo Kha'Zix Thule or solo in the zone Kha'Zix Thule. You got to be able to eat his DT is like a 10k or so. I think you need to be like 75 or 80 probably. Man, this is looking rough, boys. Yeah, you'd have to be like 75, I think. But by then he'd be like the Velius CT, he wouldn't death touch actually, so who knows? Dresden, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're hoping. It's been tough. Well, to be honest, dude, my undead nuke right now only does 12 damage, so there's really not a lot of benefit in fighting undead. They nerfed the low tier undead nuke. "70 seconds on LOH. Well, we're close enough in health that he won't run. Oh, never mind, I lied. Punk. Come on, Pally DPS, don't fail me now. We got him. Yeah, it's Captain Surestout. That's crazy. What's his respawn timer there, Wrecker? Yeah, I was actually thinking about at level 50 just charging CT and soaking up a DT to celebrate. Root Rot, I'm doing Gulbane at 36. All right, Paul, I will organize a chrono giveaway probably for tomorrow. Celebrate Friday. Paul with the big 2 chrono delivery. Thanks for that shipment. I don't even want to think of how long it's going to take to de-level that many times. I just bind underwater, I guess. Is Abacab still in the chat? Abacab knows how long it takes to de-level 50s. Yeah, people used to do that to increase the skill caps you had relative to your level, right? And I guess you could keep all that planar gear and stuff. Does the Undead Knight of Unrest harm touch? That dictates whether I have to wait till level 30 to try him or not. Yeah, Gilmere, there's kobolds in Solasec B that go like level 32 to 40. Yeah, we'll have to get a little level gap on him to win then. Yeah, I do. I need to get out of paw. But I really want to farm some gauntlets. Well, I can't do it here anyway. Wow, what is this? That's a lot of bodies. Kind of strange how there's like one dude solo and one dude boxing. Or is that... No, it couldn't be. Alright, chat, what zone do you guys want to see? You guys want to go back to solo A? I'll try CT. CT is like halfway to unrest. I could probably do high keep right now. High keep goblins start around like 22 to 24. You'd have to fight a whole room at first though. We're gonna go try high keep. We're gonna see what we can do there. I love that zone. Zwimpy, I've been playing EQ since 1999. I was very young. I won't disclose my exact age. Oh yeah, I used guards heavily in the teens. I went to high pass and I would beat a mob to like 49% and then run it to a guard and let him kill it and I'd get EXP. Ah, very interesting. We've killed almost 1,200 gnolls. Only 53 goblins. We gotta bump those goblin numbers up. Is it squeaky? Is there like an audio issue or is this a joke? Oh, got it. You know what? This bard over here, is he named after Tony Garcia's dev handle? Valen? I never put two and two together there before. So yeah, I started playing EQ as a little kid. I took a break. When did I take a break? I took a break in Omens of War. Like before DON came out, I definitely started my break. And I didn't play again until 2010. I don't know how many years that is. Someone could look at the expansions and do the math. It's probably like 6 years at least. And that was when I got to an age where I could like afford to pay for EQ myself, so I didn't have to ask anybody, and I could play like a lot more. So DON came out in 2005, so I guess I quit in 2004, which makes sense. I remember playing like Final Fantasy X and stuff around that time. Maybe it was like 10 too, who knows? Yeah, I guess I was 3 years off on Final Fantasy. Kind of blurs together. Nice, there we go, dude. They accidentally left this in the game. Well, they left it in the game, but they accidentally put it in the game. It no longer drops from the heritage crates on Air-Dune. Ooh, I don't know, Zwimpy. It's hard to say. It's like, there's such a recency bias when you're playing on a fresh server like this. The TLP scene has grown and has become really big, and the inclusion of instance raids, Agents of Change, has made the community very healthy, I think, where it used to be kind of in a stranglehold of some toxic elements in the community. So I think it's probably in a better place than it's been in at least a decade. It's crazy. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that in order to kill a dragon on a progression server, you had to compete with people who would literally like play 24 hours a day. In some instances, I was one of those people. Emancipator? I don't think I have. What is Emancipator? Yeah, there's definitely things that set apart the game for me. The world is rich. I find the content to be deep and fulfilling. I like the pace of EQ. It's slow, but it makes everything feel very meaningful. I also really like the way that NPCs move through the world, if that makes sense. I feel like in a lot of other MMOs I play, NPCs, I think it's actually because EQ pathing is so bad. But in most other MMOs, when you like engage a mob and you pull it, it like beelines towards you just perfectly. If you pull a group of mobs, they all come. You can't really split them very well. Even in games that have almost like feign death mechanics, when you feign death, the mobs all walk back exactly at the same rate kind of thing. EQ is just like the right amount of janky to feel real. But I'm a huge lore nerd, so like I really enjoy the world building of EQ, and I think a lot of the zones were just super well designed, especially in Classic. I mean, I'm talking about like zone layout. Some of the zone populations were super poorly done, like Permafrost, but Permafrost as a zone is awesome. However, I think even all things considered, like the best dungeons that I've experienced in any MMO are all like Classic EQ dungeons, like Guck. Good place to read up on the lore. Honestly, here's the thing. The number one place to learn EQ lore is to go up to NPCs in the game world and just start hailing people. If you do that and you remember kind of like what you talk about with the NPCs and you try saying different things besides just like clicking the blue links in the NPC chats, you will have a much more granular and nuanced knowledge of EQ lore than like 99% of players. If you want like good summaries and stuff, Beemith on the TLP forums has some good posts that you can check out. And then there's also like an EQ lore or lore of Norath website where you can look at certain specific topics and go through a lot of key lore. And then finally, there's a EQ RPG game system. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons set in the EQ world. And there's about a dozen books that were written in that line of publications. All of them have a wealth of lore knowledge that you could read as well. Do the walk only challenge. I'm telling you, man, the thing I regret most about being a paladin is that I have no way to increase my run speed. It's the worst part. I'm not sure. I think maybe like in the low to mid 30s, I might be able to solo the South Row Ancient Cyclops. What I'll do is I'll go camp the AC, and if there's someone else there camping it, I'm gonna be like, hey dude, are you camping this to sell? Probably be like, yes. And then I'll be like, how much are you selling it for? They'll be like, this many chrono. And I'll say, I will pay you that many chrono to not DPS race me when he spawns. And then I can just solo it. It's basically the only way we'll get opportunities at some of these key mobs. That's another thing. Whenever you get a book or anything in the game, right-click it. Usually there's something that you can read. In this case, by looking at the letters, we can tell that the gnolls are Russian. Nah, just kidding. Some of the books require you to know certain languages to be able to read. This is written in Gnollish. My Gnollish skill is only 20 or so it's a little jumbled, but you can read a little bit of it. Like this says, "Fear not, my brothers. We have taken back home, and we shall make it our own." I think that's what it says. Use what resources we have to reinstate ourselves here. Care not about the Thack, whatever that is. I assume that's going to be like split paw. For they are always something. Use their goods for something. It gets a little worse near the end. Down here we have the entire word glory. Sekbliat. I think the South Row AC is lower level, isn't it? S Row AC is lower than Ocean of Tears AC. Ender, I think I need to be talking to someone else to level Gnollish. And I think you have to be in a group now? Yeah, the one in Row is level 30. So since I can't group with people, I can't advance my language skill higher unless it'll let me do it at my skill trainer. Another way that you can learn lore is by clicking that little gnoll in the bottom left of chat, and for 1,000 viewer points, or whatever they are, gnolls slain I think I call them, you can get specific lore. For 2,000 you can get local lore. And you should do that now because I meant to have those swapped. Local lore should be cheaper than specific lore. Yeah, this is definitely Donkey Kong music. This is from DKC2. This is Sticker Brush Symphony. I would definitely need specific factions to give you like the relationships between them. Alright, specific lore, high keep. Whoops, I sent this guy a tell in Nolish.
I'll get you there.
So, High Keep lore. High Keep is currently ruled by Carson McCabe. I think everyone knows that. But he has both a wife and a mistress. His wife is an erudite, and his mistress, Mistress Anna, actually stays closer to him in his chambers than his wife. So that tells you something. And I believe that his wife is looking for a way to depose him, or at least have Mistress Anna killed. There are several secret vaults in High Keep. In many of them you will find Dark Elves, suggesting a connection between the Dark Elves and Carson McCabe. Little known fact, the Fulligan Soulstone of Innerrook originates from High Keep. The Picklaw goblins who are mining underneath High Keep in the basement there, they found a strange black metal which they used to create blackened alloy armor, and it was discovered by some of the Dark Elves who used the goblins there as informants that this ore existed. They tested it and discovered that it had certain magical properties which they could use to potentially open a path to the plains. This is actually why, one of the major reasons that the Battle of Bloody Kithgor happened. The Dark Elf army was marching towards High Keep in order to secure the primary location where the resource could be farmed, or mined, I suppose, for lack of a better term. And the forces of good assembled there to stop what they perceived as the invasion of High Keep, perhaps totally ignorant of the trove of soul stones High Keep sits upon. Hey, Flop2, thanks for following. As far as Kanos and Freeport go right now, I don't think that they are actually on bad terms at the moment in the timeline. Of course, eventually in EQ2, they end up on bad terms. But Sir Lucan is a relatively recent development. In Freeport, recently took over and instated his militia of thugs instead of the paladins there. So at this point, I believe that Kanos and Freeport are simply trading partners. Hey, no worries. Thanks for the follow, man. Secrets, what's up, my dude? Yeah, if you know anything about Sir Lucan Delir's character, it makes sense that over time... Oh, jeez, I'll kill the guards. I don't really want to fight these. Whatever. It makes sense that over time he would become at odds with other goodly nations because he's just kind of like power mad. So eventually, Sir Lucan would surely seek to subjugate all foreign entities. Whereas Kanos historically has had rulers which were content to simply rule and stabilize their local region for the benefit of the people. Dude, if I died, it'd be crazy. Hey, I don't give a damn what's going on, dude. No, EQ2 is like 500 years after EQ1. It's on a separate timeline as well, so like, you know, they don't have to worry about crossing streams, so to speak. Hey, somebody kill these. Come on, let's go. I'm not super hip to EQ2's lore, but the gist of it is that there was like some cataclysmic event where like Solasek Rho and Ralisek blew up the moon, and it fell to the ground on Norath, causing a huge calamity, and magic was like messed up and stuff. Look at this. The citizens of High Pass, great people. Some say the finest people. Yeah, I'm sure we have some EQ2 fans in the chat who could go over EQ2 lore way better than I could. Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think the whole plane of time thing is actually like where the timeline split occurs. Like there's a timeline where Druzzle Rho did not reset things, and the mortals continued on with Zabuxarok free, and there's a timeline where we have EQ1, you know what I mean? Dude, who killed every guard out here? The guards on High Pass are actually like way harder than the guards on High Keep, and they drop the same loot, so it doesn't make sense to kill them. We can check out some of the cool backroom areas of High Keep really quick while we're over here. And it's a wasteland. There's a few random names that can spawn back here. This is where his wife would spawn. This maid is a PH for Carson's wife. She is a necromancer. Interesting enough. This room is where Mistress Anna would stay. As you can see, she is up. Yes, I don't often converse with the servants of High Keep, but what do you want? I am a very good friend of Carson McCabe's. If I wished it so, you could be sent to the dungeons to converse with the artisans of pain. And then right next to her room is Carson's room. This is his PH. This room's always empty. So now we'll go into some of the back alleys here. All right, so this is a magical wall, obviously, right? Everything back here is kind of supposed to be hidden. Here is another magical wall, but you can't find it unless you click first. Because there's a door hidden in the magical wall there. Here we've got some more guards. And finally we come to the vault. This doesn't open here, but we can use the good old gnome trick to see inside. It's where the bulk of Highkeep's treasure is kept. I don't think the Dark Elf is KOS to me. We'll see. She'll kill me if she is, for sure. Over here is just more caves. Alright, Tirana's in diff. So this is where Princess Lenya used to spawn back in the Thex Dagger days. She was guarded by Tirana. Tirana drops the note that teaches you how to do part of the Silent Watch Shield quest to turn Princess what's her face into a human again, or a high elf again. Right now she's a fish. Yeah, I've got Passy. Here we have another secret area. Over here is another vault. What's up, Dwight? This vault is much smaller. It's weird that I don't get it's a locked message or anything. It looks like you can't pick lock those doors anymore, but you should be able to go in there normally. Back here is just more cave. Specific lore request, Bait Masterson. All right, so Bait Masterson, whose name I believe is a joke on the part of a relatively young dev team. He exists in Kanos Aqueducts and Freeport East. Maze, you get Null Slain just for every hour you watch the stream. Bait Masterson is said to be, at least in the pre-beta lore, a priest of Prexis. Who knows if that's true, though? You could look up most of it. Yeah, East Freeport and Kanos Catacombs. That's really cool. I don't think it's explained anywhere other than he travels. In the Kanos region, there's a lot of NPCs that do that. You can see them path from West Karana into Kanos Hills into North Kanos. Seems good. Yeah, I agree with that. Canis being getting more attention because it was first. I definitely want to read more about Opal Darkbriar. I didn't get into her much, but there's obviously something really cool going there because she's like in the Academy of Arcane Sciences. She's a dark elf and she's like a human necromancer. A lot of the things I want to know about like EQ mysteries aren't even lore anymore. It's like I want to know what the original design intent, because you can tell when you read some of the later stuff that new people went back and they made ideas to justify oddities that existed already in the game. A fellow paladin? Yes. But I want to know, like, you know, what they really intended. Even if it was just like, hey, nothing, we were just messing around. Ooh, minus 20 faction for 1 kill there. Which runes? Oh yeah, I love his series. It's really great. That guy's hilarious. Oh yeah, Riker. I know what you're talking about. The calendar. Like they added a lot to it in EQ2, but I want to know what it originally meant as well. That's actually a perfect example of what I was talking about. Like I want to know when they made that symbol in 1999, what it was supposed to stand for, what it was supposed to be about. I know in EQ2 they expanded on it and they gave it a bunch of extra meaning and stuff, but I don't think that that meaning that we got from EQ2 is the same meaning which existed in its inception. The Shisar, they had an empire at one point, which makes it clear they could have traveled to Antarctica because they were traveling the plains. Well, that's bad. I'll see if this group wants one of these. That might be like our first or second critical fail of the run. I don't know about the EQ2 lore so much, but like the world felt much more boring to me. And that's why I could never get into it. I agree, it would be cool if there was an entrance to Runny Eye here. I mean, it makes sense when you look at it. Yeah, Quest EXP is bad. When I was doing like the null skins, each null skin gave me like 0.0005% EXP. AKA, it would take me 2 null skins to make this number right here, 3 points after the decimal, move up by 1. I saw that someone here redeemed a specific lore, but you didn't ask for which specific lore you'd like to talk about. I was part of the problem, that's true. This group probably hates me so much. Even though I'm like 1 paladin, I can barely kill any of these mobs. It's just annoying having someone else like floating around your camp. Oh, there's a pick zone, we're good. I can find a screenshot that shows you my fire beetle eyes. 1 sec. That's the fire beetle eyes that everyone's talking about. Okay, I don't give a damn. I can take a swing at it. So the Bone Thunder Staff is simply it's like the highest order item of the Knights of Thunder. A Bone Thunder Staff represents that you are like the pinnacle rank in the organization. Now, the reason Mammoth is involved is because there's this list called the Bale list, which is essentially a list of all the spies that Antonius Bale has throughout the world. And they were trying to get it to certain places, and it was intercepted by some parts of it were intercepted by evil people, which you can do a quest line to do that part, and you get the Shadow Rage Wormmaul, something like that. So anyway, to get the Bone Thunder Staff, you have to find out what happened to Drosko, who was another one of the Knights of Thunder. So you got to do a solid for the team there. And then you've got to get the missing piece of the Bale list. In this case, the Bale list was being transported by one of the Rangers of Surefall Glade. It was in a big scroll tube, and that Ranger's son was playing with it like a sword in the caves, you know, like little kids do. And Mammoth ate the kid And when he ate him, he also ate the Bale list, which is why you got to give him the Regurgitonic. So the eyes you could trade them in Freeport for EXP back then, and when they increased the stack size to 1,000, you could turn in 4,000 eyes at a time. So we farmed a lot of them. Why am I even soothing these guys? I forgot I used to be taunting them. I did the Regurgitonic quest, Dan. He was KOS to me, but I stood around a corner, lulled him, and I was able to get just inside range to trade without being in aggro range. It didn't take long to do the quest, but it took me a long time before I was comfortable coming back and trying the mammoth thing. I got really lucky. Like, when I was running back and forth through Kanos, I would check on Drosko every single time in the sewers. And one of the times I was camping out for the night, and he just rolled up and attacked me, so I got it. And he dropped the Order of Thunder my very first time. The Order of Thunder, of course, is the necklace which represents that you are a member in good standing of the Knights of Thunder. Perhaps having it on his person is why he was discovered by the Bloodsabers. This might not be doable, we'll see. This area could actually be really good for us overall because we can do that guard cheese again. Hey, thanks a lot for showing up. I don't give a damn. Good luck on your Bone Thunder staff as well. Yeah, it's interesting that half elves could use that. See how much EXP we get for this, since High Keep has no Zem. A little over 2.2%, not bad. Yeah, because Drosko was so devout in his worship to Karana that he couldn't be completely controlled. Like, normally when you make somebody a zombie, I guess, you know, the Necromancer controls it completely, no big deal. But as you can see with Drosko, you can actually talk to Drosko. Like, he has hail responses, even though he's KOS. And he even says, like, kill me when you engage him. Later, Frank. Good luck on the raids. No, I don't think I'll do. I don't think I'll do 60 SSF. It'll just take too long. Slahawk, so I have blocked the majority of buffs. Whenever I see a new buff that actually lands on me, I go ahead and block it again. So most of the time, buffs aren't really a factor for me. If someone runs by and heals me, I politely let them know that I'm trying to do this solo kind of thing, and usually that's the end of it. I can't stop them from healing me that first time or two, but it hasn't really been a big issue so far. And I don't think I've had any instances where it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, but someone luckily like saved me. There are no hell levels, Matt. Solax, there's a little blurb in there for what SSF stands for. Yeah, I would definitely duo to 60. That would be a lot of fun. Soloing to 60 would be so rough, especially on a Paladin. But like if I could get a Shaman in here or a Druid, it would be a sick duo. I bet you were talking about adventuring, Slahawk. He's another guy who's doing an SSF run. He's not streaming it. That guy's awesome. Really cool dude. He actually created a guild that says, please no help, so people wouldn't heal him. Hey Solax, thanks for the follow, man. I hope adventuring didn't die. I haven't seen him online in a little bit. Yeah, Howling Stones to 60, easy. That's good. Anyone know what level he is? I had to take a few days off and I haven't talked to him since, so it's been like a week since me and him spoke. Yeah, it could just be that Q. Hard to beat that boss. You know what, I need to put center on. I need to redo all my buffs really, but I definitely need center right now. Yeah, I think last time I saw him he was level 20. He was doing big things. He's probably close to being able to do the Sword of Morin quest, which will make things a lot easier. And then at 27 he gets Spirit of Wolf. He's a ranger. I'm lucky he's not streaming, otherwise I'd have no viewers. Yeah, it's a crazy situation with this queue right now. I think in time it will be resolved, but clearly it's not going away anytime soon. Yeah, you know, this run has really highlighted to me like just how awesome and helpful the EQ community was, because especially in their early levels, people would follow me around and try to help me so much. I had to be like very proactive in informing people. Usually when I play on these servers, I'm like, I hit the maximum level very quickly, and I only interact with a small circle of like very hardcore players. So I would say that I have been kind of inoculated in some sense, and I don't usually see the real Everquest community, unfortunately. So this has been a really awesome experience to be able to kind of like play normally. I mean, this isn't normal obviously, but you know what I mean, like play with other people who are casual around me and stuff. I think a little bit of both, Guthwolf. Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty close to when the subs run out. I think it's next week, right? I've been really happy to see a lot of new players on Airdoon. A lot of people who either haven't played EQ in a long time or have never played EQ before. It's really awesome to see. You know, I've noticed a lot of people have been streaming EQ, a lot more than I've ever seen. And I think a lot of the people who are watching those streams are coming back and playing. Hey, Rob Soul, thank you so much for that sub. Not sure if I pronounced your name correctly, but I really appreciate the sub. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you are enjoying this content. Big Guth Wolf, thank you so much for that sub. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna encounter people who can be troublesome to deal with, but I think it's kind of like RNG, you know what I mean? There's so many people on the server. 99% of them are great to be around, great to play with. And then like very rarely you run into people who are rude, but the rude people really stand out. Especially in EQ where treating other people poorly can have like a really major impact, you know what I mean? They could follow you around and kind of grief you more than in some other MMOs. Slahawk, thanks for the follow, man. It's funny because when you're with like the really high end crowd, you run into a lot of people who who are not super pleasant to be around. So this is a refreshing change of pace, I would say. Hey Root Rot, Faceless did not roll on Airdoon. Right now, the only Faceless guild that exists in an MMO is on Cello, and I would hate to see any other Faceless branch pop up because I really want to see Cello make it to live. They'll be the first server since 2006 to get to live. I mean, even in the Uber guilds, you know, the vast majority of players are good people. But when you get into, quote, competitive open world guilds, there's going to be people there whose job is to get their hands dirty when you need to. Dude, they are only 8 months away. 8 months away from live right now. And they still have 2 full raids. They split raid. So odds are super good that they're going to make it. I actually don't even mind that aspect. Like, I don't mind kind of raid drama. I personally feel that DPS racing and even trains are kind of an acceptable part of open world raid content. As long as the train is coming from an opposing raid force, which is also attempting to beat you to a mob. It's like it's a weird kind of set of principles I have, but I don't like it when it's like a level 1. Basically, I don't like when people are griefing you, but I don't mind when they are competing with you. Right, if you come from Combine, you know all about those macro quest days. Slahawk, I made Faceless in 2011 on the Vulax server when I returned to EQ. Two root resists. 3. I think I'll still get EXP. He was pretty close. There we go. Congrats, Grunt. Big level 2, the first step on a long journey, I hope. Well, Slahawk, I was actually, my main server back in the day was nameless. Yeah, Slahawk, I wanted it to be as challenging as possible while still being bearable to watch. There's like a more full explanation in the chat from Nils. Thanks, Nils. Yeah, Realm of Insanity is still the worldwide #1 guild in EQ. I think it is the same guild, Gothwolf. Though the current iteration that exists is the one from Combine server. Though fundamentally the same organization.
Out.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't go with SK, because it would have made it a little bit easy. This guy picked up a buff on the way out by one of the shamans. I think Inner Fire is basically like nothing though. I really think that they should add a Zem to High Keep. It's a great zone, and it's functionally a dungeon. I suppose there are some convenience factors and the guards can save you and whatnot, but it's cool because in High Keep you could go like from 8 to level 50 if you wanted. High Keep might actually be the widest level spread that you could grind through in all of Classic. I don't know if there's a better zone. Like Ocean of Tears, once you get there, you can go all the way to 50, but I think you can't start Ocean of Tears really till like 20, right? Yeah, I don't know about Everfrost. What are you killing in Everfrost from like 30 to the time that you can kill a Frost Giant? I think the orcs are like, I guess the orcs could carry you to 40 if you're willing to farm light blues. You're probably right. The mammoths, when I went there at 23, were white and yellow to me. So by 25, mammoths are all blue or white at best. And then the ice giants are like level 36, but you're really not going to kill them at 36. Or maybe they're like up to 39. I'm not positive on the Miracles Cave skeleton dudes. Are there level 10s in Ocean of Tears, Ender? I mean, it looks like you could probably do. So maybe this, Everfrost, and Ocean of Tears are like the 3 zones. So like if you wanted to do high keep, you would start here and you would kill prisoners. Nothing is social with them. I don't think there's any faction hits. You could start at level 8. You work your way up, eventually do goblins. Then you could do guards pretty much all the way to 40. Then you could do bards and nobles to 50. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I actually fought this guy the whole time. I guess there's kind of a gap there between being able to do goblins and being able to do prisoners. Let's go see exactly how much EXP this gives. All right, we're at 764. 765, all right. 0.001%. Hey, old school lurker. What would be the best items I could get playing solo self-found ghouls? I think honestly I could get a lot of really good items. I think I could complete a Soul Fire at level 50. I could do a Shield of the Silent Watch at level 50. If our faction is good with the Liveside Froglocks, we could get almost any single piece of loot from Liveside except for things from the King. I don't think I could solo King even at 50. I think at 50 we could probably get an FBSS. I bet you solo at 50 we could get to a gear level that we would be indistinguishable from a raid ready paladin. Not a raid level paladin though, a raid ready paladin. This is currently Kevin Valleco, Yoshigemia feat. Ectogemia, Year of the Yoshi. You could do all kinds of crazy stuff too if you were like 100% dedicated to the cause, because you could get, 20 of these and it's a small amount of healing, but it'll still count for something. You could get a fresh Evander Soup for some spirit taps, and you could hit them with Walking Sleep from the Linuga Hammer as well. So like anything that you could hit, basically you could slow, you could life tap, and you could have a bunch of heals. I don't think Terra Silk Armor is in the game in Classic on these servers. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it is. Yeah, that would be good though. Mr. Jones, thanks for the follow, man. Uh-oh. Our pick zone collapsed. I was worried he would jump on her. There's a rock in permafrost that it actually is a door that you can pick lock, like almost all the way to max. Hey, the Black TriStar, thanks for following. What would I do? Man, there's so many cool things you could do with TLP. I'm not sure what I would do. Like, one of the most obvious ones. Actually, let's go with like my dream one. I would do an EQ complete, which is everything is in, including all the content that got cut at the design level, at the planning level for funding reasons or technology reasons. Every missing zone, all the NPCs, like Megalodon would be back in like Wrath. Mayong would be back in Mistmore. Meldrath's would be a dungeon in Steamfont. Luckland would have Plane of Shadow in. Every expansion would come out and it would all have its full, completely realized design element. Kunark would have the mana storms that it was originally intended to have. I think that would be really amazing. More realistically though, I would accept a TLP where they launched it with Classic and Kunark open. Expansion unlock time was generally 2 months, 8 weeks. Planes of Power, Legacy, Kesha, and Eldon were all merged into one 2-month expansion. Dragons of Norath and Omens of War were merged into one 2-month expansion. DODH and Prophecy of Ro were merged into one 2-month expansion. And then I think that would be just about perfect to get you all the way to live without crippling your server population. Oh yeah, you either need a Malachite if you're a mage, which you could buy for like 1 silver, or you need a bone chip if you are a necromancer. Yeah, that 70 stretch is rough. That's one of the big reasons I would want to combine POR and DODH. I think DODH is great content. I didn't find POR to be very enjoyable personally, and I actually don't know anyone who does. That's every time you cast a pet, you gotta use it, and they're consumed. And I would also do that thing which they already do on progression servers, where if it's a expansion there is no level increase in, it'll be faster. So like on this server, maybe if there was no level increase to that expansion, it would only be 6 weeks instead of 8 weeks. And once you got past Gates of Discord, I would have every raid give, it would have standard lockouts, so you'd only get, you know, the same number of raids per expansion, but it would give double loot and double flags because you're on a truncated timeline, of course. I mean, rogues aren't the best, but EQ is not a game where you need to min-max. You're not losing out on a lot by not being the best DPS. I think it's cooler to be a rogue because you could be one of the 2 or 3 rogues in your guild and you've got all the best rogue gear in the game, or you could be one of the 20 monks. And you're not going to be on the pool team unless you've been playing monk for 10 years and you know the raid leader and he likes you, because every other monk wants to be on the pool team. Like there was a time in Classic and Kunark when rogues were incredible, right? Everyone was like, man, rogues are great. That's the melee DPS to get. Rogues never got any worse than that. You know what I mean? The other classes just got better. So relative to Classic content, rogues are just as powerful as they've ever been. They're probably even a little bit more powerful than back in the day due to increased skill caps and innate duelist, which you'll get later on. They just didn't get the power growth and scaling that some of the other classes got. But I don't think you need to focus on that. I think you should focus on the fact that it's fun to play and you'll be a rare class and you'll have great gear. I'm telling you, man. Rogues and druids. Druids are the same way. And paladins. I think paladins getting a little bit more popular over the years. But rogues, druids, and paladins, as a guild leader, raid leader, even guild officer, it would always suck to see just how much of that loot rotted every time you had a raid. That'd be cool. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Mr. Jones. Ooh, now, I mean, I would definitely go Barbarian because who wants to be a Wood Elf, right? I would always just pick the race that I think is coolest. Ogres are just too good, man. It makes them not fun. Uh-oh, that's not good. I got some ads. Oh geez, the high levels are killing all the guards, including Captain Bosek. Yikes. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to roleplay. I run an EQ D&D campaign as the DM, and I let them do kind of like weird class combinations. Like one of my players is a split paw gnoll, Paladin of Brel, and he seeks to prove to the humans that gnolls and humans can be allies. It's pretty awesome. I just have to put some damage on this guy before I pull it past them, otherwise he'll aggro them with the taunt pool. I basically never see anybody RP and EQ anymore, unfortunately. I felt like back in the day, there was like more role-playing characters than not, like in 1999. Dude, that'd be good. Ooh, Inferno Shield. That's a new one to add to the block list. Dude, ogres are actually like that constant RP class. It's so hard to get people to not help you sometimes. Yeah, high elves are easy to roleplay, insufferable to be around when roleplayed. You think wood elves are vegan? Ah, this guy's killing guards. I'm not sure what resolution my UI is best for. This is the only resolution I have? I don't know. I'll check after this fight. If I don't die since all the cards are being farmed. Yeah, this is 1080p, it's not 4K. Probably just blow lay on hands on this guy. Maybe I don't have to. This enchanter's trying to get in on this action. If you have the zone to yourself, guards could be better than hill giants, especially since hill giants are so contested. Right? Dude, you know what feels bad? When you're fighting a mob and an enchanter just walks up and charms it. You're like, well, there's nothing I can do. I just lose. Dude, on P99, all these guards would represent like 5 camps. Each room is a camp almost. And each room was great EXP. Hey look, it's Aridune. Alright guys, we've been going for about 4 hours here. We're gonna wrap things up. It was a good stream tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Had a lot of fun. Glad to get 25 and a ton of skill ups. We'll do our nightly raid really quick. Alright, let's raid Path to Eternity. Show him some love. This is Jane from the old Fippy forums, if you remember.
Thought Destroyer resisted. Break.
Zaide! How's it going, buddy? Howdy, Zaide.